In this video, we'll be taking a look at 4 college basketball games happening on November 21st, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 8 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 4 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Wisconsin versus BYU. We've got a massive non-conference showdown tonight at the Delta Center in Salt Lake City. This isn't just a neutral site game, it's practically a home court advantage for the Cougars, and the atmosphere is going to be electric. You have to look at the narrative here. Wisconsin is 4-0, coming off a scorching hot homestand where they torched Iowa, but they haven't been punched in the mouth yet. BYU, on the other hand, is battle-tested after that heartbreaking 2-point loss to UConn, and they are angry. The addition of the nation's top recruit, Xavier, has completely transformed this offense. He's averaging over 20 points a game and gives them a pure scoring release valve they didn't have in previous years when the shot clock dwindled. While Wisconsin's John Blackwell has been phenomenal efficiently piloting their offense, the Badgers' perimeter defense is about to face a speed and spacing test that they simply can't replicate in practice. We know Greg Gard's squads want to control the tempo and grind you down, but BYU's ability to push the pace with Rob Wright at the helm and Richie Saunders flying off screens creates a chaotic gravity that eventually breaks disciplined defenses. The Cougars have the superior talent ceiling tonight, the crowd behind them, and the motivation to make a statement after the UConn slip-up. We expect the talent gap to show in the final 10 minutes. As our first pick for this matchup, the BYU Cougars to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. History tells us these two don't mind trading buckets. Remember the 91-89 shootout in the NCAA tournament back in March. That DNA is still here. Wisconsin isn't the slow plodding team of old. They just hung 94 points in their last outing, and they are shooting the 3 ball with serious confidence. On the other side, BYU's entire identity under this coaching staff is built on green light shooting and unrelenting pace. Even in their loss to UConn, they put up 84 points. The Delta Center altitude often wears teams down defensively, leading to cheap buckets in transition late in the second half, with Xavier and John Blackwell both capable of exploding for 25-plus points, and neither team showing a desire to slow the ball down into the half-court muck. The efficiency metrics suggest a track meet. We're looking at a game played in the 80s, where the sheer volume of possessions outweighs the defensive adjustments. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Northwestern versus Virginia. We are heading to the Greenbrier tip-off in West Virginia for a battle of unbeatens that feels like the first true litmus test for the Ryan Odom era in Charlottesville. While the narrative around Virginia basketball for the last decade was defense first, offense second, Coach Odom has flipped the script. This Cavaliers squad is 4-0 and scoring over 80 points per game for the first time since 2006, fueled by the breakout play of Thijs de Ritter, who is averaging a team-high 17.3 points, and the steady hand of transfer guard Malik Thomas. Northwestern is also sitting at 4-0, relying heavily on the front court tandem of Nick Martinelli and Cincinnati transfer Arinton Page. However, the Wildcats haven't faced a front line this long yet. Virginia is currently blocking over 8 shots a game, ranking 4th nationally, anchored by the defensive presence of Ugonna Onyenso, while Chris Collins' squad is disciplined and will try to muddy the waters with their switching zones. The Cavaliers have too many offensive weapons clicking right now, and their rim protection should neutralize Northwestern's interior attack. The Hoos have covered comfortably in every game this season, and we expect that trend to continue on this neutral floor. As our first pick for this matchup, Virginia to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Even though we just praised Virginia's newfound offensive firepower, there is a massive factor here that screams defensive struggle: the venue. Ballroom basketball at the Greenbrier is notorious for weird depth perception and difficult shooting backdrops, which historically kills three-point percentages. Combine that with the fact that this is the first game where Virginia's offense faces a high major defense that can actually match their physicality. Northwestern plays with a possession-by-possession urgency that forces you to grind late into the shot clock. On the other end, even if shots aren't falling, Virginia's defense is holding opponents to just 34.9% shooting from the field. With both teams likely feeling some early game nerves in this spotlight matchup and the Wildcats looking to slow down Odom's transition attack, expect the pace to plummet in the second half. We are fading the early season offensive hype here in favor of a gritty defensive battle in the mountains. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Louisville versus Cincinnati. We've got the Louisville Cardinals, currently ranked inside the top 10 and running Pat Kelsey's Evaville system at full throttle, heading up I-71 to face a rugged Cincinnati Bearcats squad. Here is the reality of this matchup. Louisville's offense right now is nuclear. They are averaging over 100 points in their last 4 games, and the backcourt dynamic of Michael Brown Jr. and Ryan Conwell has been virtually unguarded. We know Wes Miller's Cincinnati teams pride themselves on grit and defense. They rank second in the nation in defensive efficiency and have Baba Miller erasing shots at the rim, but they haven't seen this kind of pace yet. Cincinnati wants to turn this into a rock fight in the 60s. Louisville wants a track meet in the 90s. While the Bearcats have the home crowd advantage at the Heritage Bank Center, their guard play has been shaky under pressure. Keir Kriisa can distribute, but he's prone to turnovers when speeded up, and Louisville's pressure is designed to create exactly that kind of chaos. The Cardinals have too many shooters. Don't forget Isaac McNeely spacing the floor for Cincinnati to pack the paint. The Bearcats will struggle to match shot for shot against a Louisville team that is clicking on all cylinders. We are backing the offense that travels. As our first pick for this matchup, the Louisville Cardinals to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Now, let's talk about the total, because this number is fascinating. The books are respecting Cincinnati's defensive metrics, which is keeping this line lower than it should be for a Pat Kelsey game. But here is the film study. Louisville forces you to play at their tempo. Even if you want to slow it down, they take shots within the first 7 seconds of the shot clock, which maximizes the total number of possessions in the game. Cincinnati might not want to run, but they have the athletes to do it. With Day Thomas pushing the ball and Mustafa Thiem running the floor for lobs, the Bearcats are going to find easy transition buckets because Louisville's aggressive rebounding often leaves them vulnerable to leakouts. We are looking at a game script where Louisville likely hits 80-plus points comfortably, meaning Cincinnati only needs a pulse on offense to push this over. We aren't sweating the defense here. We are betting on the sheer volume of possessions. Expect a high-scoring affair where the keg of nails turns into a shootout. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. West Virginia versus Clemson. We have the undefeated West Virginia Mountaineers taking on the Clemson Tigers at TD Arena. This is a neutral site battle that feels like a collision of two very different identities in their current forms. Let's talk about the side first. We are looking at a Clemson team that has been the definition of battle-tested under Brad Brownell, now in his 16th season. While the Tigers stumbled recently with that tough 79-74 loss to Georgetown, they have a veteran savvy that West Virginia's younger roster is still learning. The Mountaineers are off to a flying 5-0 start in year 2 of the Darian DeVries era, but look at who they've played. Mount St. Mary's, Campbell, Lehigh. They haven't seen a defense as physical or disciplined as Clemson's yet. With key departures like Tucker DeVries no longer the safety blanket, West Virginia is relying heavily on the development of Amani Hansberry and Sensire Harris. They've been fantastic, but today they run into a Clemson wall. The Tigers are desperate to bounce back from that Georgetown upset, and Brownell's teams historically tighten the screws in these mid-season tournament bounce-back spots. We expect Chauncey Wiggins and Dylan Hunter to control the tempo and force West Virginia into a half-court grind they aren't quite ready for. The market is respecting Clemson's experience on this neutral floor for a reason. As our first pick for this matchup, the Clemson Tigers to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. If you like fast breaks and shootout basketball, you might want to look away. This game features two teams that are currently operating in the bottom 20 of the nation in adjusted tempo. It is going to be a grind. Darian DeVries has this West Virginia unit playing inspired defense. They have arguably been the surprise of the tournament defensively, having not allowed a single opponent to cross the 65-point mark in their first 5 games. That is a wild stat. On the other side, Clemson's entire identity is built on making you uncomfortable. Even with the hiccup against Georgetown, their metrics in effective field goal percentage defense remain top tier. We have a neutral court environment, which often disrupts shooting rhythm, combined with two coaches who prioritize possession possession security over pace. We are expecting a physical, low-scoring affair where the first team to 65 wins. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Georgia versus Xavier. The Charleston Classic is bringing the heat this Friday night. We've got a fascinating clash of styles and storylines as the unbeaten Georgia Bulldogs look to keep their perfect record alive against a completely rebuilt Xavier squad. This isn't just Southeastern Conference versus Big East. It's a test of continuity against a brand new experiment. On one side, you have Mike White's Bulldogs, who have looked absolute dynamite starting the year 5-0. The story here is the terrifying sophomore leap of their center, Somto Cyril. Baby Shaq has been virtually unguardable in the paint, and with Asa Newell off to the pros, Cyril has happily eaten up all that extra space inside. But it's not just brute force. Junior guard Blue Kane has taken the keys to the offense and is shooting the lights out, looking like a legitimate Southeastern Conference Player of the Year contender. They are cohesive, they know their roles, and they are healthy. Contrast that with Xavier, who is in year one of the Richard Pitino era after Sean Miller's exit to Texas. This Musketeers roster is a frantic science experiment, 0 returning scholarship players and a rotation glued together from the transfer portal. While they have talent like Philip Borovichanin and Trey Carroll, the chemistry just isn't there yet, sitting at a shaky 3-2 record. They are also missing a key scoring punch with Gabriel Pozzato sidelined. You have one team that operates like a well-oiled machine and another that is still reading the instruction manual. I expect Georgia's continuity and size advantage inside to be the difference maker in the second half. As our first pick for this matchup, the Georgia Bulldogs to cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Now, if you like track meets, you are going to love the tempo of this game. Richard Pitino has brought his Pitino pace straight from New Mexico to Cincinnati, and he demands his guys run the floor and press for 40 minutes. Xavier is playing fast, but their defensive rotations are often late because they haven't played together long enough, leading to a lot of open looks for opponents. That is music to the ears of Georgia's Jeremiah Wilkinson and Cannon Catchings, who thrive in transition. Georgia has scored 87+ points in 3 of their 5 wins this season, and they won't back down from a shootout. We expect a lot of possessions, a lot of transition threes, and a defensive intensity that might slacken as legs get tired in the second half. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.